Behold, I have returned. But I'm just gonna do, you know, I'm gonna be a dancer. A dancer. I want technical step. I have trained many a dancer in my day, but I cannot recall ever having seen the crystal take to one of our new recruits so quickly. Truly, there is prodigious talent within you, just waiting to be tapped. I've never seen anything like it either. Why, at this rate, he may even be able to challenge me for the position of Tropelcina's rising star. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Rana. But yes, with Gudrak in our ranks, our goal, our ultimate goal might at long last be within reach. Before that, however, I should share with you the full detail of our planned itinerary. As I may have mentioned, we have traveled to these shores with two purposes: to share our time-honored arts with Eorzea far and wide, and in doing so to do our part to help heal any lingering scars left by the calamity. Limsa here was the first stop on our tour of the realm. That leaves us with 4 destinations: Ul'dah, Gridania, Ishgard, and finally Alamigo. And yet, Ishgard is still dealing with the repercussions of the Dragonsong War, and Alamigo has but recently been liberated from their Garlean masters. I believe it would be best to put off our performance in those nations until such a time as we can be sure our presence will be welcome. And so, by process of elimination, the next 2 destinations in our tour are all but decided. However, there is another important matter we must attend to before we set off. Finding ourselves a patron willing to sponsor our jaunt across the realm, yes? Parasite. Oh, that was finding. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change that voice. Precisely, and with little coin remaining in our coffers after the long journey, we are scarce afford to put a humble production like the one Gudrak just witnessed. We must find someone and will spare no expense in helping us bring our art to other corners of the world, of Eorzea. Fortunately, I have learned of someone who might be suited to the role. An acquaintance of mine in these lands, a songstress, no less, introduced me to an influential merchant who considered it his life's work to promote daring new forms of creative expressions the realm over. The man in question has all but agreed to fund our tour on one condition: we must grace him with private performance, and he must deem it to be a true artistic revolution, unlike anything he's seen before. An artistic revolution? That sounds like an awfully tall order. Indeed it is. After all, an aesthete of such renown has surely seen near Eastern dance or two in its day. So I asked myself, what can we probably show this man that would truly awe and inspire him? Look, long did I struggle to come up with an answer, but no longer. Oh, man. Gudrak, you will take the stage with Rana and transform into a full-fledged dancer before this man's very eyes. Yes, I call it a flower's blooms on the battlefield. I mean, I've been dancing to level 80, so. Yes, it is all coming to me now. For the final act, Rana here will play the role of a formidable foe, unleashing a fearsome array of steps and whirls against you. You'll fend them off, retaliating with flourishes of your own in a dramatic dance battle for the ages. Rudrak and I taking the stage together, my tail is tingling with excitement. Just thinking about it, and through our battle will show our would-be patron that our art is more than just for show. Why, it's positively perfect. I know it's your first performance, but you needn't worry. Nashmira and I will be right there with you. Just follow our lead. Let the music carry you, and I'm sure our performance will knock this bigwig merchant's socks off. Rana speaks true. I will not have invited you into our ranks if I did not believe if I did not. No, you are capable of what I ask, and so let us not delay any further. Our audience awaits us in the place called yes, Costa del Sol. The success of our Aeolian tour and perhaps the very future of our troupe as a whole depends on what this fellow thinks of us. You bet I'm dressed for the occasion. Excellent. My two rising stars are here, and we can finally get to the show on the road. But first, we shall pay our respects to our patron-to-be, Master Gigi Ruji. Come in with me. Master Giguruchi, it is a pleasure and an honor to be invited to your lovely estate. I am Nash Naira, the principal dancer of the troupe of Falsina, Falsima, and I stand before you today with two of my most promising protege. Oh yes, yes. Oh, welcome all. The fool take me, is that you? Titan's Bane. Moonlighting as a dancer these days, are you? I must admit, I thought adventuring was more lucrative than that. Mind you, when you're as wealthy as me, the best is a given. No, I won't be content with merely a masterful performance. I want to see something daring, something profound, something the light, something the likes of which this realm has never seen. I trust you're up to the task. You would let your eyes be the judge of that, Master Giruji. For today, Costa del Sol will be the venue for the inaugural performance for Troupe Falsina's new production. I call it A Flower Blooms on the Battlefield. Fear not, Gudrak, I will guide your every step of the way. Cast your worries from your heart, let your body be as one with the music, and all will be well. Your very first performance, and already you're taking center stage. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Your first opponent will be a training mannequin designed specifically to hone an aspiring dancer skills. Breathe deeply, move with purpose, and it'll be a breeze. At the same time, always remember that the distance of war. I know you are among friends here, but I want you to imagine yourself on the battlefield, leaping and twisting. And twisting. And twisting through a legion of enemies. Now, let's knock this Master Kiguruchi out of his 100,000 million stockings. I am ready when you are. That's it. The fire in your eyes. This is a chance for our life. Chance of our lifetime. So, let the same passion burn in your heart and hold nothing back. Let the curtain raise. You still lack for experience that I know. But take heart, for I have crafted the performance specifically to draw out your innate talent. Step by precious step, follow my lead and you will feel yourself transform into a full-fledged dancer before you even know it. Lose yourself in the music. Let the passion in your heart take over and you will move as you have never moved before. Yes, you are the flower on the battlefield, and today you will blossom. As you're ready, Kujak, let me execute what we... Once you've chosen a partner, you'll be able to invigorate them through dance. Are you ready? Trust me, follow my lead and Kigurucho will be all but put it in our hand. Pudding. Splendid. Now, let's show Kiguruchi what you can do. Our apologies for the delay, Master Kiguruchi. But finally it's time for the show. There is best. Blah 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 blah. Phew. No pressure, eh? Alright, Kujak. Let's begin with the basics. Commence your dance with 2 standard steps. Oh, that is a famous performance. Perhaps your reputation was well deserved. That's it. Put your power in wielding. Ooh, technical step. Now it is my turn. You feel the strength surging, but you're just given some warning. Simply astounding, I never Nana was so alluring. Not bad at all. The master next show. You behold Master Gigu, my protege up on a show. So oh, there we go. Elegant and deadly? Yes, I've been getting to approve. Oh, that's not how dance would show me. Go on, yes? Alright, Jack. Right. It's your time and Fran had to take the stage. I trust you enjoy the show and now we must present the band. Oh. A duel of two dancers, you say? Not now. Incredible. I've never seen anything like them. Oh, I am the Warrior of Light. A little too early. Are you sure that was the first time up on stage? I could swear I was watching a veteran there. I could have taken. I couldn't take my eyes off you for a moment. But hey, my moves were nothing to sneeze at either, right? Of course, all the flashy lights were just for show. I set them up before, and just to liven up the performance, you know. But enough about me. This is your day to shine. If that meant me playing the villain for a day, so be it. I'm just proud to have played my part in helping your talents bloom. Now that was a sight to behold, a bold young man taking on one fearsome foe after the next, and transforming into a masterful dancer before my very eyes. Yes, I do believe I'm not seeing something quite like it. Your words do us great honor, Master Giguruji. Might we also count on you to loosen your coin strings and sponsor troop Valcian, Valcian on our tour across your fair realm? It is true, of course, that your troop deserves a far wider audience, and yet your performance moved me so that I just couldn't bear to part with you so soon. I must say, I find myself particularly smitten with the young kitten who played the villain's role. Arana, was it? Or perhaps I could interest you in signing a contract to be one of my personal dancers. I can promise that it will be a lucrative one. Why you flatter me, Master Giruji? But I fear I'm still in training. I cannot very well leave Miss Nash Myra's side until my tour is complete. Is that so now? No, that simply won't do. I am afraid your rejection has so devastated me. I simply don't have it in me to fund your little excursion after all. Are you serious? You're giving us your word. You don't take no for an answer. What would we do, Gudrak? Are you altering the deal? What that's supposed to mean? Stop looking at me like that. You're scaring me. I say, I never took your answers to be such bloody serious. I meant to express how utterly enthralled I was by your peerless performance. You have provided me with precisely the sort of bold and audacious artistic revolution I sought. As per our deal, I am more than happy to offer you the financial backing you so clearly deserve. We are most grateful, Master Gigiruji. Truly, your aesthetic sensibilities are matched only by your boundless generosity. By your leave, we shall begin preparing for our forthcoming performance in Ul'dah. Oh wait, I say I mean if I might just make one small request. I ask not that you sign an exclusive schedule, that one of your soldier here as my honored guest and entertain me for a spare. In return, in addition to my patronage, I promise that I will deliver your personal letter of recommendation to the citizen on your behalf. Well, I do believe that sounds like a mutually beneficial arrangement. In that case, Master Gigiruji, you might have the pick of any of my troop except Kujak, of course. And then the deal is done. Yes, I will be more than content with the lovely Miss Urana here, either negotiating with the syndicate to me. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing every move on your repertoire. It is a pleasure, Master Gigiruji. And please introduce me to your personal dancing girls as well. I'm sure there's so much they can teach me and about the art of dancing in Eorzea. I was worried there for a moment, but all's well that ends well. I'll go and share the good news with the others. Pray come close. Pray come along if you'd like. When Master Kikuruji started insisting on taking Rana from us, I thought all our efforts were for aught. But it seems we've come away with everything we bargained for and then some. And it's all thanks to you. It really was quite remarkable how he changed as soon after you gave him a single glance. Clearly you possess remarkable powers of persuasion. At any rate, I suppose this short sojourn here would benefit us all. Rana seems eager to get to know the dancers here, and I must attend the administrative task before our next performance. In the meantime, why don't you put your newfound skills to the test? I suspect you'll be quite, but how well they serve you. Well, if it isn't my star pupil, you could have had more. You couldn't have come at a better time. A messenger just arrived. It would appear that Master Hiruji has received a response from her friend and in the Sultanate. As for the details, he will deliver them to us in person. Why don't you go on ahead to his villa? I will fetch Rana and be along shortly. I actually do need to finish this one. Well, if it isn't my two favorite dancers. Good news, my boy. Thanks to the highest recommendations from yours truly, my friends at the Syndicate will be more than happy to host one of your performances in Ul'dah. You have our deepest gratitude, Master Kikuruji. Truly, your generosity knows no bounds. Think nothing of it. Your performance gave me a thrill. I've not soon forget. And while I'd love nothing more than to keep you all to my own, I'd be remiss if I didn't share my most remarkable discovery with the rest of the realm. That goes for you in particular, my lovely Rana. You may be a bit rough around the edges, but that just adds to your untamed, dare I say, feral allure. Nothing would make me happier than to go down in history as the man who introduced you, your beauty, to Eorzea. My master, Kikuruji, you're making me blush. Ugh, the thought take me. I simply cannot bear the thought of your performance not on my stage for the last time. You'll grace me one last farewell performance, won't you? Surely, after all I've done for you. Our apologies, Master Kikuruji, but we must not keep our audience in the Sultanate waiting. After all, this is but the second stop in our journey. A journey we must see through the end. And besides, while your words of While your words do Rana and us all great honor, I would remind you that the girl is still an apprentice. Express praise can lead to overconfidence, overconfidence to carelessness, and carelessness to an untimely fall. Do you hear me, Rana? No matter what glowing word your admirers may heap upon you, remember that your journey as a dancer has only just begun. Keep your feet planted firmly on the ground, lest you stumble on the road to achieving your full potential. But of course, and yet, truly inspires to have such a devoted fan. It is not. Why, it helps me appreciate just how much I've blossomed as a dancer in such a short time. I do not mean to make light of your achievements. I ask only that you stay focused on the task at hand. Continue to hone your craft and not let yourself get swept away by unchecked emotion. And with that, we shall be taking our leave, Master Gigiruji. We thank you for your patronage and hospitality. When our business in Eorzea is done, we return to fully express our gratitude. We need not feel compelled to travel with the troop, Rudrak. I trust that you have matters on your own that you would attend to along the way. We shall await you in Ul'dah. To Ul'dah! Oh god, I forgot to turn off the chat blocker. It happens. Yes, so this is Ul'dah, Jewel of the Desert. But we're not here to see the sights, no. We must decide upon a suitable venue for our next performance. As a matter of fact, I already have an idea. I was thinking we might put on a show in Stone's Throw, a settlement outside of the town, said to be home, the poor and downtrodden. Are you sure about that, Mistress Nashmira? I agree that the art should be enjoyed by the lowborn as well as the high, but so glorified. But it's in some glorified shantytown truly the best place for us to find an audience here. I will have it not no other way. Now listen to me, Rudrak, and listen carefully. You will recall that I told you that our Krieg stands. Creek stands has a power to clear hearts and minds of worry and lift the spirit of all who behold it. But in another way, bringing joy and succor to the scorn and the suffering is less than our calling in life. In Limsa as well, our audience included many who were down on their luck, and yet it does not seem those troubles weighed so heavy in their hearts. Mayhap it is a remnant of their pirate heritage, a flagon of ale in hand and a song on the lips, and all their cares fades away. Udall is different, but I feel the scars of calamity are deeper, particularly amongst those who lack the coin needed to rebuild their lives to their satisfaction. Stone's throw is where it will be. I can think of no place more in need of what we offer.
You there! Halt! Halt, I say! You are the dancing troupe there to come at the invitation of the syndicate, yes? On the authority of the brass blades, we command you to test at once. Fear not, you have done naught wrong. It is just, well, stone's throw is not not safe for visitors these days, you see. A group of real rabble-rousers have causing trouble of late. You know how it is, protests, riots, and all sorts of unpleasant business. Of course, there are angers targeted at dogs upper crust, like no has not the leave troop before. Still, the syndicate cannot accept the risk of its honored guests suffering an untimely injury or worse.
We appreciate your concern, but I could assure you that it is wholly unless all members of my troop as well trained in the arts of self-defense. We are more than capable of taking care of ourselves. That's right. Besides, healing suffering and strife across the realm is precisely the reason we've come here. Whatever sort of struggle your people face, why not let us look into the matter and see if we can't resolve it?
If it is a gracious offer, but no. Even the peace is our sworn duty and one we cannot simply impose on guests. Besides, you are not trained soldiers and not... If you're for your own safety, we shall take or leave this place at once. An adventurer, and one who knows his way around the dog, you say. Perhaps you are fit to investigate the matter after all. Very well, then you and your friends can carry on. Just promise that you won't go looking for trouble, eh?
Mistress Nashira, leave this to me. I'll dance up a storm for those poor folks, calm their hearts, and put an end to any riot or uprising. I admire your spirit, Rana, and yet I cannot shake the sense of duty, of great danger does indeed lurk here. You may go, but only if Kujak accompanies you, and you must promise you will not leave his side. Alright, the more the merrier, won't you agree, Kujak? Let's make for stone's throw. I'll race you there.
I knew it. I knew it.
I have. So after this one, there's one. No, for 67. No, 66, and then one for 68, and for 7. Oh, there you are. Oh, there you are. Let's get started, shall we? Our first task is to figure out just who's beyond these riots. Why don't we split up, ask around, and see what turns up? Don't tell me you're worried about that silly promise I made to Mistress Nashmira. Come on, Guja. Clearly she's worried overmuch. Saw me on the stage. Do I look like someone who can't take care of herself? Now, see what the townsfolk can tell us. Meet you back here when we're both done after all. Alright?
I wanna get that step. That is why I started doing this. Riot? Aye. There've been some trouble here of late. Won't catch me dead getting myself involved. Whoever behind it, wish he'd just bugger off and give us some peace and quiet for once. Of course, that didn't stop those brass blades from glaring at me, asking it every time they come through the neighborhood. Not that I can blame them, I suppose. Rumor has it the true culprit's an expert in throwing the authority off its trail. Looking for some rabble-rouser rioters, you say? I might know a thing or two. What's it to ya? None of us here in town throw much love for the rich. That much is true. Still, it wasn't till lately, and some started talking about actual giving them their due. Thought they were just talking big. But lately it seems they've been putting their plot to action.
Where is that girl? Hey, you there. Your friend was a Mikote girl, the one with the fancy dress? She was asking around about the riot, you know. Well, I believe I actually saw her talking to one of the black gods responsible for it all. The last thing I saw, he was leading her away somewhere. I'd go after her if I were you. Well, I won't. Never had the nerve for sort of thing, but I reckon you should, when the poor thing comes to harm.
We fly.
Did I do online today? No, I'll do that off stream. Come on, guys. You can't use Featherfoot. That's illegal. Oh, Gudrak, you really saved my skin. That man told me take me to the rioters' hideout. He led me here and then, well, to be honest, I'm still unsure entirely what I've witnessed. It was the strangest thing. As soon as he brought me here, his body began to sway and spin in the strangest way. I didn't know better. I'd say he was dancing. But we can talk about that when we go back in safer environs. I will probably summon the brass blades and violin. Official report. Meanwhile, could you return to the city and let Mistress Nashmir Ira know I'm alright, and tell her I'm sorry for breaking my word.
Maybe we should go together.
I see. I had a feeling that would happen. Do not blame yourself, Jack. You are not her keeper. I will deal with the girl myself when she returns. That said, I am curious. What can you tell me about the strange dance she saw? Said her would-be captors were performing.
Good news, friends. Thanks to your efforts, we have apprehended the firebrand. Peace can return to Stone Soul for now. At least until the next rabble-rouser decides to fan the flames. Still, there's no one part of the story that does not sit well with me. The girl has claimed that she saw her captors dancing. Those who took into custody swore that the last man they remember no such thing.
They deny that they were dancing, but why ever would they feel the need to lie about something so incidental? Incorus, while already convicted of a far more heinous crime.
It is not precisely a lie, you see. From the tales. From here, the tales get even stranger. They claim they have vague recollections of their bodies moving, but insist they have had absolutely no intention of doing so. They went on to say they couldn't even remember where or why they came up with the idea to write in the first place. On the contrary, they seemed almost relieved, just as if some spirit had been banished from them. Sounds like our friends have been partaking in a particularly unstable and unsavory alchemical concoction. At any rate, the brass blades will be taking our best over the investigation from here. Thank you for your assistance, and please carry on with the preparations of your performance on our blessing.
I am sorry, Mistress Nashmira. I should have stayed with Kujak like you said, together. I'm sure we could have worked things out peacefully in the end. Not able to dance even a single step. Just as the Kriegstance can enthrall and inspire, so can it serve us in battle. true dancer must be prepared for both possibilities at all times. Kujak was able to display his skill as a dancer in Baldur's Day. I suspect it is for the very reason that your would captors, but never mind that. Arana, you disappointed me. Not the lack of dancing prowess that led you to fail today. No, it was overconfidence that led you to stray from your partner's side. When Trope fell see him dance, we dance as one. We dance to stir hearts and spirits, no, not merely to show off our skills, that our admirers might shower over to empty plate. I thought you understood this, but it is clear you still have much to learn. I am sorry, Mistress Myra. I promise I will not repeat my mistake. Forgive me for making you suffer by the girl's foolishness, Gudrak. Though she has grown in skill, it is clear she is still a child in more ways than one. I can only hope that she will take today's lesson to heart, lest she eventually pays the price. You ask much of the girl. Being a true dancer is about more than knowing how to move one's feet. It must be tougher on Rana than any. Less true. Siam failed to carry out its sworn duty. I can see you are confused by my words. Do not worry, all will become evident in due time. Yes, both you and Rana will understand all too well. And with that, I must prepare for our forthcoming performance. This time I will be asking Rana to take the stage alone. She may consider it her opportunity to reflect upon her actions today, and God's willing, learn and grow from her missteps. Meanwhile, perhaps it will be best for you to return to your training. If you and Rana truly mean to Meanwhile, meanwhile, testing, 1, 2, 3. Shite. Okay, now I can hear myself. I can do this. Meanwhile, perhaps it will be best for you to return to your training. If you and Rana truly mean to bring out the best in one another, both of you will need work harder than ever before. Farewell now, and let us meet up again when it is time to move. And now I believe it is time I do some investigating of my own. Is it 2 quests in? Yes, it's 2 quests here. It is good to see you, Gudrak. You'll be pleased to hear that our exhibition in this Sultanate was a rousing success. Rana gave quite the inspired performance. It would seem the girl has indeed taken her lesson to heart. That leaves Gridania as the final stop on our 3-nation tour. I mean to depart immediately, but I must confess that the curious development in Uthal has given me pause. Upon our arrival, let us first pay a visit to the Atter's nest, and inquire as to any strange happenings about town. Do not ask me why, but I believe it is best we stay vigilant. I would usually start. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna start new. New one. Even if it takes and I can't get it. Because it's just gonna be Technicastrum. Did I do my cat pot to the mini cat pot? Loading. I think this would be better because I keep this for my speed boost. Yep, I'm loading low. I'm having loading issues. So this is Gridania. The forest is beautiful indeed, but I can't help but feel something ominous in the air. Ah, Gudrak. I am sorry to say that my fears appear to have been well-founded. Gridania too has seen its fair share of social unrest of late. Pray explain the situation to my colleague, good sir.
You and your friends were at the Dusk Word, yes? You're familiar with the Dusk Word. Wrote? Dusk? Right? Dusk Writer, yes? They are the clan of Elizin who eschew the shackles of urban life and instead choose to live in isolation. For the most part, both sides choose to leave the other well enough alone. Recently, however, events have taken a troubling turn. Groups of Duskwights have been assembling for reasons unknown, holding secret gatherings on the outskirts of holding secret gathering on the outskirts of the forest. Whatever their aim, they can be quite certain that it is nothing good. But when others is content to let them be provided, they do us no harm. But when they turn to thieving and threatening our way of life, we cannot simply turn a blind eye. To say that tension between the Duskwights and our citizens have been rising would not be an understatement. To this point, troublemakers, the Duskwight, have primarily acted alone, which makes the manner in which they are now plotting some together in plain sight all the more concerning. Some here in the nest even believe that they are sowing the seeds of a violent uprising. As fortune would have it, these Duskwights, rabble rousers, have recently been sighted
particular frequency in the immediate vicinity of the venue where I have hoped to hold our performance. Needless to say, we must address the immediate danger before we can even think of going forward with our performance. Kujak, Rana, what say we investigate the matter together this time? Consider it done. I'll make up for my failure. Just you watch me. Once I've soothed the Duskwhite's heart for my dance, riding will be the furthest thing from our minds. Thank you, my friends. This settles it. Leave the matter of Duskwhite Daimagani to my colleagues here.
I suppose there would be some merit in delegating the task to you rather than risking fanning the flames with the Duskwhite's rights and our own citizens. And yet you are dancing. You are a dancing troupe, are you not? Be certain that your friends here are up to the task of suppressing an armed revolt.
You can be assured they are. For what it's worth, I too will be accompanying Ron. I'm project to ensure that everything is in order. Besides, there is something that I would confirm with my eyes. With that, we should be on our way. The Discrites in question are said to be congregating in the southern shroud. Let us make fast first to the local tavern and formulate a plan of attack. I think this way would be closer. I mean, it's easier to just go like that. This one, whoa, 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 whoa. Does Mistress Nashmira have to follow us everywhere? And what was that about her wanting to see something with her own eyes? According to one of the regulars here, the Duskwhite troublemakers were seen not long ago, just to the northeast of here. That's all. That's not all. A rumor said that they are, and I quote, rating, and dueling in the most curious way. Whatever it was that we witnessed in Danaland, it seems likely that it affects the people here as well. We must investigate the matter with all speed. Come on now. Kujak, Mistress Nashmira. I think I saw something over there, behind the bushes.
prepared. Dun 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 dun, dun. Safety dance. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
That's it. That's the strange, creepy dance I saw in Utah. The dance of the damned. Yes, it is just as I feared. I'll explain everything in good time. For the moment, just leave them to me.
Begone, meddlers. Leave us to our dancing.
The dance of healing!
What are my legs? It's as if they have a mind of their own. Void scent.
Mistress Nashmira! Look out!
Don't say look out after she gets hit. That's just stupid. Young lady.
Forgive me, Gujak, and thank you. And to think I was scorning poor Rana for her overconfidence in my heyday. In my heyday, I would make short work of that thing. But alas, those days are long behind me. Don't be so hard on yourself, Mistress Nashmira. Myra, we all have our bad days. And besides, it's not as if you were just being reckless like me. But never mind that. What in the world did I just see? That creepy dance, that strange cloud of black aether. What does it all mean, Mistress Nashmira? Come now, I know you know more than you're letting on. I do. And I fully intend to share my knowledge with you once I have seen what I must see with my own two eyes. In the meantime, everyone should hand over these men to the tornadoes. I suppose you're right. We must treat your wounds as well. Ujak, can I ask you to return to the Adder's Nest and deliver our report? I'll tend to Mistress Nashmira's scratches and see that no other troublemaking dusk rights show up. I have a raincoat now that I... What's this? You apprehended the Duck's right miscreants for us. Splendid. On behalf of all of Gridania, you have our gratitude. We will dispatch a unit to the South Shroud at once. My apologies for the delay, Gudrak. I am pleased to report that our dancing Duskrites, Whites, friends have been handed over to the proper authorities, and Rana's patched up my wounds, good as new. With sufficient rest, I should be back on the stage in no time. Not on my watch, you won't. I mean, pray do not exert yourself, Mistress. Mistress Nashmira, Myra? You need your rest. I told you I could have handed over culprits myself. I know, Rana, and yet I want to be there myself when they awoke. It played out exactly as I expected. They remembered little or nothing about their dancing, their secret gatherings, or any of the conversations that led up to it all. Just being stubborn, no doubt. We're not friends, when others will carry out a proper investigation. Yet one thing concerns me is it true that these events bear a striking similarity to the situation you witnessed in Uda? What we have witnessed in our is none other than the Totentams, the dance of the damned. It is our God-given duty as dancers to see that it is never danced again. The dance of the damned? Our mission? Whatever are you rambling about, Mistress Nashmira? I thought our mission was to lend strength and succor to the suffering and lift the spirits of the realm. That it is, and yet the truth of exactly what this entails dance of runs far deep throughout our storied history. The dance troupe of the dancers of Troop of Felsium have saved countless lands time and again from the fate most dire. When war and calamity ravages a land, fear and anger fills men's hearts. And these emotions fester, reacting with the ether around us, the air we breathe and ground beneath our feet, to form an etheric manifestation of malice that spreads like a dark cloud across the land. The weak, the downtrodden, and the scorned and suffering. Sadly, it is these people who are the quickest to fall prey to dark despair, left unchecked. The shadow fully consumes them, their hearts, their minds, and the uneven control of their very limbs. It takes from them stripped of all the last semblance of sanity, they flail about in a manner most hideous. Tales tell the mother's blessing, unaware as they hold their beloved, blissfully unaware as they trampled their beloved children and danced so violently they ripped the limbs from their own bodies. This is the Ten Tams, Dance of the Damned. What madness is this? If you speak true, but the damnable dance you speak of arised from the fear and anger in people's hearts. Why did it not manifest itself in the wake of calamity, Eorzea's darkest hour? Call me mad, but I think I understand it. Understand, in time of greatest crisis, just surviving for another day requires all the strength we can muster. People have at the time nor the free of mind to dwell on emotion like hatred or anger. Rana has the right of it. It is precisely at this time, a time that Eorzea has made great strides in its recovery, yet deeper wounds still go undressed, that your people are most susceptible. The damnable dance. So, that is why our art was born so many years ago, not just to drive out darkness from people's hearts in a figurative sense, but to literally cast out etheric shadows and free the afflicted from the clutches of the two Tams. Yes, this is the truth of the trope fallacy passed down from principle to principle for generations. That I did for the Duskwights was to use my dance to extract the darkness from their hearts and give it physical form. From that, can then be struck down and banished. It has been several centuries since the menace of the Toten Tams last reared its ugly head. To be honest, when we first came to Eorzea, I was unsure as to what we would encounter, so as not to worry the two of you overmuch. I kept the truth from you. Yet now that I have seen it with my own eyes, our mission could not be clear. As the inheritor of the Craig stands, we must chase the shadow of the Tens from this realm. I beg forgiveness for the secrecy, my friends, and ask that you lend me your aid. You can count on me. Of course you can count on us, after all. Ujak and I are dancers of the troupe of Falcian, too. It's like you always said, a dancer never abandons her partner. Why should you have to carry the burden of saving the whole realm all by yourself? Rana, Kujak, for all of my harsh words and truth, you are far too kind. I must confess that I still am struggling to understand all this, but one thing is clear, the dancing epidemic you speak of poses a grave danger to our realm. I will contact the other grand companies immediately and appraise them of the threat. Should there be any reports of similar phenomenon in the other nations, we will like to call upon you to deal with the matter. Forgive us the position, but clearly this is beyond our ability. Leave it to us. Nothing would honor us more than for the nations of Eorzea who would place their trust in Troop Falcian and allow us to perform for their people. I'm gonna work on a portrait real quickly because... Oh, shiza. And with that, our only Ishkard and Alamigo remains in our itinerary. Of the two, Ishkard has more time for its people to recover from the scars of war. Let us make it our next destination. At any rate, we will need more time to properly prepare for the confrontation ahead. In the meantime, Rana, you are to continue your performance. You require more practice still before I can bequeath to you all the secrets of the crag stands. You can count on me, Mistress Nashmira. And you, Gudrak, pray continue to hone your skills in battle. If we hope to prevail against the 210 Tans, we will need your martial skill as much as we need your dancing. For no, it's not enough that we lure the shadows out from people's hearts, but to spell the darkness for good, lest it simply drift on until it finds another unsuspecting host. Yes, we will be needing your strength more than ever. And with that, I too shall prepare myself. Our true last act draws near, closer at hand. That's why it's close to Alamigo. It's my go. Okay. What? Ah, Gudrak. Her timing is impeccable. I received word from Ishkar that the powers have been, will be there decided to, the powers that be have decided to welcome and troop Falcion with open arms. Fortunately, there are no rumors to suggest that 210 Tans have already struck the city or any of the surrounding areas in Korthis. And yet, word has it that some of the less privileged residents of the city has grown incredibly vocal of late. Not entirely unlike that what we witnessed in Uldal. We must be vigilant. And so I would like to ask you and Rana to make the Holy See soon, and soon as you are able, I will join you. But I fear my wounds are not healing as quickly as I hoped. I will only slow you down. Leave it to us, Mistress Nashmira. No matter what shadow plagues the people's heart, there'll be no match for you two favorite protege. Come, Gudrak. Ishkard awaits us. Which way was it? To the north here. Why, my arms and legs feel like they're going to freeze and snap off, like icicles. How can you bear this, Gudrak?
It's mind over matter.
Huh? I suppose I just need to grin and bear it then. Oh well, once we start dancing it would warm us up in no time. Anyhow, our first order of business is to pay our respects to our hosts. I've been told that Sir Hanulop waits us at a place they call the Congregation. I take it that you know the way?
I mean, I do. Then you won't just walk away, lady. Well met, Gudrak. It is always a pleasure to welcome you back to Ishgard, though I must say, I did not expect to see you return to us as a member of the traveling dance troupe.
Just wait until you see him on stage. He's a sight to behold. Oh, but forgive me, my name is Ranamigo. Miyago, and I thank you for opening the gates for your fair city to Troop Valsian.
The pleasure is ours. I must confess that I found the report of our friends at the Twin Otters regarding this Dance of the Damned somewhat difficult to believe. But if even a great hero like Gudrak here would come all the way here for the purpose, I would be a fool to dismiss this threat. And yet I have questions. The instructions from your mistress Nash Myra calls for rounding up prominent members of the common class and sitting them up front and center of at your performance. I do not object, of course, but whatever purpose is this mean to serve?
The Tans is a plague that spreads from one man's heart to the next, and those hearts weigh heavy and with anger, fear, and unease are often the first to fall prey to its clutches. And we are assuming influence members of the community and fear that their hearts from shatter before disaster strikes. Those men and women come in turn could in turn rise the spirits of our peers. Mistress Nashmira believes this is our best hope for curtailing the spread of the Tans. Where the leaders go, so others will follow. I suppose it is a logic. It is a logical as a course of action as in. Very well, I have already identified suitable personages and extended to them an invitation to your performance. The venue will be before the Gates of Judgment. We believe the location will be most accessible to those who live outside the city's walls. Thank you kindly, good sir. Well then, Gudrak, we best get on our way. We don't want to keep our audience waiting out there, the freezing cold, do we? Oh, why did I remind myself of the cold? Brr.
The Gates of Judgment.
2 more quests after this. It's going to be the final quest for level 70 and then level 80 quest. I'm gonna do it today.
Talk about an imposing audience. Now, let's give them a show to remember. Oh, and Guja, let's keep the true purpose of our performance to ourselves. Alright? We don't want to cause a panic after all, and we can draw out the dispel the darkness before the Potentans strike. Our task would be that much the easier, and besides, we want our audience to enjoy the show, don't we? I must admit, I'm a bit nervous, but I know we'll be fine if we trust in each other. After all, here goes nothing. Just watch closely and follow my lead.
Show me your moves.
Ladies and gentlemen, fair citizens of the Holy See, hailing from distant Razathan in the east, we are Troop Halcyon. Today we dance for you. The Kurtstans, an ancient art passed down to us from the days of yore. Through the Kurtstans was born on the battlefield. Though the Kurtstans was born on the battlefield, is a dance that brings healing and succor. Your people suffered far too long the horrors of Dragonsong War. Let our performance fill your heart with hope and heal any scars that may still linger. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. I've never seen dancing like this before. It stirs the very depths of my soul.
Just watch her. Just watching her, I can feel all my pain and anger melting away. Evil. Now it's my cue.
Pray no mind to these ominous clouds. It's all part of the performance, you see, yes. Troop Falcion spares no expense in treating our audience to a spectacle for the senses. It's your cue, Gujak. Now sweep those naughty shadows away.
Ooh, it's almost been 2 hours.
Let's go with technical step.
Well, I haven't had technical step yet. It would have been nicer if
When I received the sudden invitation to this performance, I did not know what to expect. But that was simply remarkable. Ever since that show ended, my mind is clear and all my troubles just doesn't seem so bad anymore.
And I am the same. I must say, the last scene where those fearsome shadow beasts appeared, where it was particularly dramatic and
invigorating.
It's the strangest feeling, even though my lot in life hasn't changed one bit. I feel like I'd be able to face tomorrow with my head held high.
Ah, thank you. You folks are far too kind, but I thank you, one and all. Never in my life have I felt so proud to be a dancer. All I wanted to be was a dancer. Nothing quite like seeing all those smiling, satisfied faces, don't you agree, Gudrak? Just the thought that we were able to bring a measure of happiness and hope to those proud, strong people makes all the hard hours of training worthwhile. And can you believe it? You were able to stave off the shadow before the 210s even struck. I do believe we've more than done Nashmira's proud. I dare say our job here is done. So why don't we head back to Gardenia and share the good tidings with everyone? I'll race you there.
No, if you want to race me there, you shouldn't. You should basically kind of wait. Greater teleportation.
Two more and I'm almost done. Gudrak, it's Mistress Nashmira. Myra, she's gone. She's gone.
Settle down, Rana. Nothing ill has befallen Alita. She was simply taking a leave of absence. Talia, on her own volition, said she has a matter to attend to with an old friend. The same friend who introduced her to our patron, Master Giguruji. If I recall, she was reluctant to go into detail, but it seems this individual, also familiar with the 210 Thames, has been researching the situation in Alamigo on our behalf. Mistress Nashmira means to join her there, scout out a suitable venue for our ultimate performance. She has asked that you and Rana continue training on your own until such time that she summons us.
Well, would it have killed her to at least wait for our report, or does this mean she actually trusts us? If Mistress Nashmira believes in our ability to handle affairs, I suppose we owe her the same in return. Now that Alamigo has finally been freed from the Guardian yoke, surely it's only a matter of time before its people are ready to welcome us with open arms. At the same time, much like Ishgard, it is a land whose people have known more than their fair share of suffering. We will need to be at our best to deliver them the dance of the damned. You know what that means, Gudrak? We must train with greater discipline than ever before.
Through the power of dance.
Two more.
Great news, Gudrak. A post-Moogle just just dropped off this letter from Mistress Nashmira. She says the stage has all been set for our performance in Alamiga. Why, she even scouted out what she claimed is an ideal venue to host our exhibition, a village called Alagana that sits in Kirabanya Highlands. Doubtless it's part due to its location near the border. There are considerable fear amongst the villagers that guardians will return and take their home with a vengeance. In other words, it is precisely the sort of place where the 210 is still likely to strike. At any rate, Mistress Nashmira assures me that she and her secretive acquaintance has made all the necessary preparation for that Alamiga resistance. The Alamigan resistance, she says, has been fit to ensure that Alagana most prominent residents will be in attendance. If we can perform as we did in Nishgard and swiftly dispatch the darkness from their hearts, surely they would be able to influence their fellow villagers, and stave off the onset of 210 tams. And what did she say at the very end of the letter? Ah yes, Rana Gudrak. The success of our tour is the very future of the trope Falcian itself rides on you. I'm counting on you to raise to the occasion. Are you excited as I am? Let's make this show for the ages, and with that, let us set out for Alagana. We mustn't keep Mistress Nashmira waiting. Ah, there you are, Gudrak. Have you by chance seen Mistress Nashmira? I can't find her anywhere. But I'm sure she'll be along soon. I know she wouldn't miss our performance for the world. And look at what I found. I scoured the troops' wardrobe to find outfits befitting our grand finale. One thing for sure, we'll be dressed to impress. And remember, mum's the word on the mum's the word about the 210s, alright? We want our audience to enjoy the performance without worrying themselves with the terrible truth behind it all. Well then, whenever you're ready to take the stage, you know where to find me. This is a Gudrak, ready to raise the curtains on our final act.
So close as yet, so close and yet so far. For all we who cannot make the vocation to our home, voyage to our home, we bring our art to you, yours, hailing from Razatan, across the sea. I present the incomparable transcendent troop Falcian. Today we perform for you the ancient dance of our ancestors. A spectacle to stir the heart, enrich the mind, and chase away the shadow of doubt that plagues our soul, your soul. Feast your eyes upon the curtains.
Right on cue. Alright, Gudrak. Let's take out the naughty thing before our audience realizes it's not just for a show. Just look at those enraptured faces. The excitement in the air is almost palpable. They know they're about to get a show that likes of which they never seen. The Alamegans are counting on this, Gudrak, and in more ways than they themselves even know. Must dance, and not stop dancing till every last shadow has been purged from from their hearts. This is the performance we are born to give.
I really want to be a dancer. First, dance partner. Then, simple step.
And lady, you need to make me your dance partner as well.
Damn empty seats.
Duty complete.
Mistress Nashmara, Myra. Oh, I knew you would have missed our grand finale. And your dancing. Why, you were every bit as enchanting as I remember from all those years ago. Sharing the stage with you is truly what a dream come true. I simply had made amends. I simply had to make amends for my embarrassing display in Gradania, did I not? My wounds had all but healed entirely, so I doubled my training efforts. After arriving here in Alamigo, I dare say I feel a spire as I have in years. And yet there can be no doubt you and Gudrak are the true stars today. To think that you have come so far in such a short span of time. Mayhap I should have just admired your performance from the wings instead of stepping in. Tutu, Mira. I seem to recall you telling me just the other day that the girl was still not ready for the spotlight.
Flamine!
You know me, Leem. I was strict with my students, as I expect only the best from them, and those two have done me proud today. Fancy meeting you here, Gudrak. I admit, gives me quite a start. When my Mira here told me that you, of all people, had joined the merry little troop. Mira and I go far, far back, you know. After those horrific events unfolded in Udar, I hid away in Thavnia for some time. It was then that we first met, each other's acquaintance. Song and dance go together rather well, needless to say. And our friendship rapidly blossomed when you turned to me for assistance in planning Troop Valsian's tour by Ozia. I was more than happy to do my part. It does not surprise me that an accomplished adventurer would have many friends across the realm. But never would I have suspected you and my dear Lima. Lamine were so close, truly. Fate must have brought us together for a reason. I feel the same. Your presence alone has motivated me to grow in ways I never would have thought possible. You have given me the courage, strength, and determination to be more than what I am.
Thought I recognized that phrase from somewhere. From Liberator of Alamigo to Traveling Former, eh? Not a path I'd have predicted, but I'm hardly surprised to see you emerge triumphant in whatever you do. Aye, that was truly a performance for the ages. Here in Alagana, didn't get much exposure to foreign culture. Rather stimulating, that was a specific grand finale where you chased off those bloody shadow beasts. Got the blood pumping, I'd say. I only wish there was more we could do to show our appreciation.
Think nothing of it, my good sir. I just know that we're brought a measure of joy to Alamigo. It is true. It's time for time of need. It is rewarding enough for us.
Too kind you are, miss. The road ahead for us is a long one, thanks to you. Eesh, right down. It with a spring in our step. Know that our village is always open to you. Should you ever be willing to grace us with another performance, farewell, friends.
You. For a second there, I thought he'd realized the true nature of the shadows, but no. The threat of the 21010s is gone for now, and it seems no one's the wiser. That is heartening indeed. And with that, we shall prepare for our departure. The Alamegans will be kind enough to invite us in these trying times. We mustn't linger as long as our presence become a burden. I, too, should be on my way. Pleasure and honor both to see you on the stage again, Mira. And you as well, Gudrak. Till our paths cross again. Go in safety. Well, that's the last of it. Our props are packed up and we're ready to take to the road. I must say, it's a touch bittersweet knowing that this was our last performance, but I suppose even the best of things must come to an end. Mistress Nashmira will go ahead to Limsa Lominsa to secure us passage back to Razatan. You'll stop by and see us off, yes? We'd like to pay you proper thanks before taking our leave of this land.
I think the voice... Razatan.
I'm pretty sure it's still kind of choppy because of what, for this or that.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Just do it. Thank it. Gojak, I'm so touched you really did come to see us off. Thank you ever so much for all you've done. It was an honor to tour Eorzea with you, and bring strength and succor to its people. You have my gratitude as well, Gujrak. The people whose hearts you have touched will, in turn, inspire others, yes. Before long, the dance of the damned will be but a memory. Yet until that time, we cannot let down our guard. I propose that we extend our tour of Eorzea, in the event that there are yet people in the realm still requiring our aid. Do you truly mean this, Mistress Nashmara? Gujrak and I can keep dancing together? In good time, Rana, yes, but Gujrak is an adventurer and one whose services are justifiably in high demand. It would not be very considerate of us to monopolize his service for our ends. And so we bid you farewell for now. Rana and I will remain in Limsa and consult with Master Nagiguruji about potentially extending our tour to new locations. Pray come back and visit us on occasion. Yes, Rana gets awfully lonely without company. Hey, that's not... well, I suppose it is true. Dancing Gujrak, and let us eagerly await the day that we can take the stage again, Anu?
Finally, I have unlocked technical step.
Sorry, I need to... Chasing the shadows from the hearts of your audience, you have learned new dance. And do this as well. Well, if it isn't Gujrak, what a delightful surprise. Just long as the poster... Just look at the posture and poise. Posture and poise. I can see you're not neglecting your training. Not one single bit. We last parted. As for us, True Falcon continues to tour Eorzea, bringing hope to the dejected and downtrodden, whenever and wherever the hands threatened to rear its ugly head. We were there to cast out the shadows. With tales of our performance spreading across the realm, we have no small number of aspiring dancers knocking at our door. Training them was consuming nearly all of my waking hours, but recently Rana has stepped in to help shorten the burden. Truly, I'd be lost without her. And what of you, Gujrak? Have you had any notable performances since last we met?
I journeyed in search of a legendary hero.
As I thought our voyage to distant shores, a long one, I see you've had yourself quite an adventure. Though I confess, the full import of your tale is quite beyond my comprehension. Still, this bounty hunter you've befriended put you in quite a predicament, didn't he? It reminds me of one other troublemaker I used to know. Me? Troublemaker? I may be immature, but I only had a friend's best interest at heart. Isn't that right, Gujrak? And besides, it sounds like even this bounty hunter came around at the end. Indeed, there's certainly something about you, Gudrak. Something that brings out the best in those lives you've touched. Rana here is a prime example. The hot-headed girl I once knew has come into her own as a dancer, a woman and a leader of her peers. Perhaps it's finally time that, yes, I am sure of it. Jack Rana, there is a dilemma that has been weighing heavily on me of late, but I do believe I finally found an answer. Pray accompany me out of the city to Lominsa. I discuss matters further with you away from the crowds.
I have now danced the dance of joy.
Over here, mistress. Over and over, Mistress Myra promised me no more secrets, but I suppose she just can't help herself sometimes. Gudrak, Rana, forgive me for not sharing the news with you two sooner. As fortune would have it, Troop Halcyon has been invited to perform in the Maji Kuzi and Kugane, and our patrons are willing to pay a premium for our services. A Maji Kuzu? You mean I could dance on the same stage that has hosted one of the most renowned artists in Far East? Someone pinch me. When do we leave? As soon as we are able. And there lies my dilemma. Threat of 21010s still looms over Eorzea. I have a duty to train the next generation of dancers to carry on Troop Halcyon's mission. Cannot very well abandon shores while my life's work remains undone. And so I turn to you. Rana, amigo, you have blossomed into a fine dancer and a capable leader. I will have you resume my role as principal and oversee Troop Halcyon's tour of Kugane. Mistress Nashmira, what are you saying? It is the only practical solution. We will travel to Kugane and share our arts with our friends in the Far East, and I will remain here to train our new recruits and deliver the people of Eorzea from the throes of the 21010s. But I'm not ready for this. This is still so much I must learn. You told me as much just a moon ago. And I have seen you come far since then. No one is born a leader, and doubtless it will be a struggle at first, but you're every bit as prepared for this role as was the day I inherited it. I will not make this offer if I did not believe this with all my heart, and yet I cannot and will not force the position onto you. But at the very least, pray think up on it for a while. Me, leader and principal of the troop Falcion. I do believe Mistress Nashmara lost her wits. I still remember the day I would trip over my own 2 feet every time I took to the stage. And yet she seemed intent on remaining here in Eorzea. I refuse. The curtains will fall on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase our art on the Far East's biggest stage. Were I to go and fail spectacularly, I swear my mind is going in circles. Whatever would I do, Gujak? It's not like me to brood and fret like this.
You're a dancer, are you not?
What are you saying? What? That if I cannot find an answer I seek, is still instilled thought, perhaps I must find it in motion. You may very well be right. Dance with me, Gujak. Show me through your motion. It's all you have learned in your travels, and help me to clear the shadows of doubt from my mind. A stunning view, no sign of all onlookers for months. Yes, this place should serve nicely for a private performance. We dance tonight not for admiring crowds, or our only audience is each other. So face me, Gujak. I will look onto your movements. All our glory, and and let you inspire me to greater heights.
Two cats dancing under the sunlight.
From the first step, I couldn't take my eyes off you. Before I knew it, I had forgotten myself, my worries carried off by the wind. You were watching me, yes? What do you think? I truly come far, as Mistress Nashmira says?
You can go further.
So you're saying there's still room for improvement, eh? Well, considering the challenge accepted, I'll train harder than ever, and next time we meet, you'll see what I'm truly capable of. In any event, this I know more than ever. Dancing is my life, my calling. I must continue to perfect my craft, and I must inspire and bring hope to others, just as Mistress Nashmira and you have inspired me. Cancer is calling to me now. I may not be the leader that she was, but I will be the leader I know I can be. Thank you for everything, Gudrak. I must return to Limsa to relay the news to Mistress Nymera. Will join me there, won't you?
Women and their assumptions that I'll do things for them.
The Zephyr Gate is lit.
Breathe, Rana, breathe. Rana has come dashing into town half out of breath. I can only assume that this means the girl has found her answer, has she not? You bet I have. I may not be ready to feel your toe shoes completely, but damned if I'm not going to try. Leave the tour of Kugana to me. I am proud of you, Rana. And go. Now go and tell the others, and you must begin preparations at once. I'll be along with Gudrak shortly. While I am beyond pleased with the result, I must admit, I did not expect the girl to reach a decision so quickly. Whatever did you do to bring about a change of heart?
That I cannot say.
That's between you and Rana, you say? Well, with all the secrets I've kept from you, I suppose I'm not one to talk. And yet, as silly as it sounds, I can't help but envy the friendship you two share. In any event, Rana owes much to you, my friend, as do I. Trope, now Siam is stronger for you, having joined us. Come now, let us return to the others.
The Breaker.
Look at all those surprised faces. Not that I can blame them, of course.
I cannot say I am prepared for this, but yet, if this is how Mistress Nashmira will have it, it's far from my place to oppose. Besides, nothing in this world can last forever.
With the end of one era comes the beginning of another, of the next. And all of us here welcome Mistress Rana's reign. We'll do our week in our power to see that true Fersian continues to flourish under her stewardship.
Kulhala, my friend. You are too kind. Let us not forget that we are all in this together. If we move forward as one, there's no limit to the heights we may reach. And with that, we must prepare to set sail without delay. In Kugane, too, there are those whose spirits sag, and we must bring them hope, as only the true Falcian can. I too shall be getting on, but Tutentan's threatens to return in hidden corners of the realm. I must train the next generation of dancers to continue our fight. And you have your own adventures to return to, don't you, Gudrak? But don't be sad, Mistress Nashmira. You and I, even if we go our separate ways, we will always be reunited by our passion for dance. Our paths will cross again, I'm certain. On that day, we'll be simply astounded at the dancer I have become. Mark my words. And so to you, my rival, my friend, I say not farewell, but rather keep dancing until we might once again take the same stage.
That will be it for me for today.
It stays today because it's still
That's not what I wanted. Riff Dancer.
I mean, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. It's not that long today. I've been getting longer, but no, I started late because I ended up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And got too into it. Anyways, thank you for watching, and if you're watching the VOD, I usually stream every day. I start between 9 and 7. I started at 9 today. And if you can, please like and subscribe and have a good morning, evening, afternoon, night. Whatever time it is for you. And